beloved brothers and sisters, thank you for joining us on this Monday afternoon on the Screen Top Live YouTube channel where we like to talk about all things movies, movie news, and other screen-related junk. I'm, of course, your humble host, Key Toothman. I am joined today by my friend, colleague, and co-host that will be here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week, Lucas Fairney. Lucas, how you doing this day, buddy?
Doing great, man. Looking forward to it.
For sure, guys. And just to get a few things off the top, guys, as you guys can see down in the chat section below, we have a new membership on the up on the channel, so make sure you guys go join that, check it out, and I appreciate all those people out there that have already joined the membership. Also, we're giving away an Xbox on the channel. There's a video up for that. Make sure you go check it out for more information. But to give you a little rundown, if you send in a super chat during today's live show or any live show that we have here on the channel, it enters you in for a chance to win that Xbox Series S. But we also have to get to 20K subs in order to give that away, and we're getting close to that. So make sure you're subscribing and sharing the love on that Xbox video. With that down, again, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can have your movie news when you need it, where you need it. The way we like to do things around here is we like to go over a few main topics, and when we're done with that, we like to take any comments, questions, super chats, any kind of things like that you guys leave down in the comment section below. So make sure you guys are leaving comments, questions, and chats for us, and then make sure you're sticking around to the end of the show to see any of those comments or questions get answered. With that down, we are going to jump right in to our first main topic today, and our first main topic today is this. So another weekend down at the box office, and another weekend, of course, as predicted, Wakanda Forever is number one at the box office. Of course, what's the competition? Violent Night came out this week. It was kind of the premiere release or whatever, the big new release. I checked it out in Digital Dolby on Thursday. I have a out-of-theater review up for that. Go check that video out if you haven't seen it, if you're interested in Violent Night. It was a decent Christmas romp, but other than that, Wakanda Forever really had nothing else, to compete with it this weekend. So we're going to jump over to, as always, I like to use Cinema Blend's little list they put up here because it's just easier for us to read and way more user friendly. But as you can see, Wakanda Forever, I mean, this was a terrible weekend at the box office, man. I mean, this is just real slow. Nothing made very much money. Wakanda Forever sitting at number one with $17.5 million it gross. That puts its domestic gross to almost $400 million, and I think it's crossing $1 billion. This movie's going to be a $1 billion movie for sure. Violent Night in its opening weekend was able to bring in $13.3 million. That's pretty solid for this movie that, David Harbour playing Santa Claus. It's kind of a spoofy, like I said, romp kind of, it's just kind of for fun. My only complaint about that movie was it was just a little too long for what it was. It didn't need to be 2 hours long. It's just a fun movie. There's not a lot like a story to be told, so it didn't need it. But had fun with it overall, and really I enjoyed it. And then, of course, there's Strange World, which we've talked about. It's the Disney movie that Disney kind of hush-hushed the marketing on and didn't get behind, and it's completely bombing, and it'll be one of the biggest box office losers for Disney in decades, actually. It was only able to bring in under $5 million, $4.9 million, putting its domestic gross total at only $25 million. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I still think I might go out and check this thing out. I do have a daughter, of course, so I could always take her to that, and if anything, if I hate it, I'm sure she'll love it because it's a cartoon, right? I was just telling Lucas that this week I would like to, every week, for us to go out, if he can join me to do out-of-theater reviews and maybe do 1 or 2 movies a week. And I was just telling him if I did one this week, which I may not because it's kind of a slow week, but if I did one, it may be The Menu. And The Menu comes in at 4th at the box office over the weekend with $3.5 million, putting its domestic gross total to $24 million, which is great for this movie, right? Because it only costs a few $1 million to make. So this movie's, positive. It's making money. Where Strange World, even though it's at $25 million, I think it they paid like $200 million for that or some shit. So but yeah, other than that, as we go on, there's we kind of get into everything else. You can see Black Adam was still able to bring in $1.6 million, putting its domestic total to only $165 million. It's just too bad for Black Adam. We expected so much more of that. And then, of course, you have, Ticket to Paradise was one of those other movies that unexpectedly still almost brought in $1 million over this weekend. This is its 9th or 10th weekend at the box office or something like that. And
it's already about to be on streaming services.
Yeah,
too,
right. And it still was able to bring in $1 million, almost $850,000 into the box office. And puts its domestic total at $66.5 million. That is a huge win for that movie. And I was telling Lucas too, maybe that's something, because it's still in theaters where we are, so maybe that's something we check out. I mean, it's clearly, and they got the cocktail for it, so yeah, We'll see what goes on with that. But yeah, as expected, Wakanda Forever, real slow week at the box office. Another thing I was telling Lucas is next week we don't really have nothing coming. Nothing's really coming until Avatar and Puss in Boots and the little things that are going to trickle around Avatar, basically. And that stuff is still a couple of weeks out. So we're kind of going to be sitting here. I'm betting next week's box office is going to look very similar to this. Because there's just nothing else coming out this week, which is too bad. Because this is like a great time to go to the movie theaters.
Right, no kidding. I mean, like my family's always had a tradition of going to movies for Christmas. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, me and like two of my other siblings have worked at movie theaters actually, and we had to be there on Christmas, because it's such a big tradition for a lot of families. That's kind of weird that other than Avatar, there's not a lot really coming out right now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's weird. But
sure.
Of those, I would say I really would like to see The Menu, or Strange World maybe, but
yeah.
The Menu sounds
the
really
menu
cool.
looked good. The trailers look good for it too, but yeah, other than that, like I said, I see this kind of same thing happening next weekend. Obviously everything's going to be kind of ticked down, right? Because Black Panthers, yeah. But anyway, that being said, Lucas, you're here, you're seeing the numbers from the weekend. What are your thoughts on it all?
Not that surprising. I mean, if I'm being honest, like, I think the only thing that might change in the coming weeks is Avatar is going to be up there somewhere, obviously. But
everything's going to be the same until then.
Right, exactly. So it doesn't surprise me. I'm happy to see that The Menu is doing well because like that looks really good to me. I love Ralph Fiennes. I can't. It's Anya. She's
Anna
in that,
Taylor-Joy.
Right. Yeah, I love her. It just looks, really unique and interesting. Strange World doesn't surprise me. I mean, like, I barely heard anything about it from, any kind of advertisement, which kind of it's just shooting themselves in the foot there. But, like, I understand, I guess, why. It's still dumb. But, yeah, I mean, and then shame Black Adam.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's too bad. But yeah, guys, you guys are checking this out. You guys are seeing the results of the box office this weekend. What are you guys' thoughts? Tell me what you guys think about all this, about the Black Panther still being number one, of course, and Violent Night. Did you have a chance to check it out? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Okay, with that down, we are going to jump into our second main topic today. And our second main topic today is this. Lucas, I know you still haven't had a chance to check out the Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix, but this thing is really great, man. Me and my wife watched this in a day and a half, maybe 2 days, 3 days tops. We were absolutely in love with it. We were enthralled, and we just could not keep it off of our screen until we were finished with it. Obviously, we weren't the only ones because we have this article coming to us from Screen Rant that says Dahmer becomes the third show to hit a massive Netflix milestone. And I want to read a little bit about this because this is kind of a little bit shocking to me. Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, has just become the third show in Netflix history to hit a significant milestone. Based on the true story of the cannibalistic serial killer, the popular television series dramatizes the horrific details surrounding Jeffrey Dahmer, Evan Peters' murder spree. Throughout his life, he targeted young men and was discovered to have killed and dismembered 17 young men between 1978 and his arrest in 1991. But per Deadline, Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story has now crossed a Netflix milestone, joining only 2 other of Netflix's popular shows. The true crime show reached 1 billion hours viewed within its first 60 days on Netflix, a feat achieved previously by the Korean psychological thriller Squid Games and the 4th season of the science fiction horror show Stranger Things. This makes Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan's serial killer drama one of the most popular shows on Netflix. However, Squid Game remains with the top spot with over 1.65 billion hours viewed. This is amazing. So think about this. What this means is that this series was as viewed as much as Stranger Things, which we talked about last week.
Stranger Things 4, right?
Which
Season
is
4.
which was
the biggest one, yeah, for
which
sure.
is their like premiere content, right? So it outdoes Stranger Things, and then it does, or not outdoes, but it hits the same milestone that Stranger Things does, and then it hits the same milestone that Squid Game hits. I mean, there's only 3 things in Netflix history that has hit 1 billion hours viewed, right? And this is now one of them. And I got to be honest with you, that's cool, and I love this. This was intriguing for me when they had there's a little one of the episodes starts and it's a completely different place, different area. You're like, what's going on? And then just from the house layout itself, I knew, because I'm so into, serial killers and shit like that. I knew immediately, oh, this is John Wayne Gacy's house. And sure enough, it was. And there's this, 3-minute scene of John Wayne Gacy. And I pause it and I look over at my wife and I go, you know what that means, right? And she goes, no. Yeah. And I go, that means we're getting ready to...
Gacy,
that's
the
monster.
Right, the Gacy
the John
story.
Gacy, right? Come on. Give me the Gacy files, man. Yeah, and like I told her...
That would be awesome.
I'd be down for all of that. Give me a Bundy. And then we'll get an Avengers. They'll all get together and they're killing...
No, it's gonna make up for their Defenders series that they lost.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Right.
They're gonna get the with the dating game killer. And
right.
Like what's the one that Charlize Theron played? The the chick one. You know what I'm talking about? She in The Monster. Oh, great. I can't remember. It's
I can't
Patty
remember.
something. Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about. They'll get her too.
Yeah. It's yeah. This is hilarious. But yeah. Honestly. It excites me for that, right? Because that means that moving forward, we may get that Gacy series. We know they signed, 3 more seasons Netflix signed after the success of this. You can see here, I have brought up, they have that little scene of Gacy, a little picture of it here brought up. And yeah, that's what the theory is that's going around season 2. There's also some theories that maybe they will go the Ed Gein route, which is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of guy, or Psycho kind of guy. And again, any of that and all that interests me. But honestly, again, I can't express to you enough how astonishing this is. Good for you guys. I'm glad this is happening. As you and I know, Lucas, this show in particular has received a lot of hate from people out there, including, victims or people that deal with trauma or that revolve around things like this. But at the end of the day, this was a story that happened. I say it all the time. Life is art. You can't keep life out of art because they are the same thing.
Right.
And the story had to be told in the way that they told it, made it unique and special, and gave us
told a message,
a new way, a new perspective to see it. So,
right.
Lucas, you're hearing this. Give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's great. I mean, the controversy surrounding it, like, to me, in a lot of ways, is kind of like what we were talking about with Black Panther, right? About people dealing with trauma and being upset about, trauma and stuff like that. And like, if it's, look, it is sensitive, and I recognize that. And if you are a family member of the victim and you haven't come to terms with it, or you just don't want to relive it or whatever, that's fine. I get that. But I think that these stories are important to be told, especially with the way that it looks like that they're telling it. And so I'm happy that it's doing great. Like, it looks great. Love Evan Peters. Love Ryan Murphy, that weirdo. And yeah, man, it does not surprise me either, to say the least, that it has made this.
Yeah, man, you really gotta check it out. And I know you love Evan Peters as much.
I do too, and honestly, I'm very much into. I'm very fascinated by serial killers as well too. Like, I've even seen the Jeffrey Dahmer one with old Hawkeye back in 2003. That's
great, with Jeremy Renner. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I seen that when it came out. I was like 10 or some shit.
Yeah,
my mom and dad set me down. I was like, "You got to check this out, kid." They're like, "Yeah, this is what you want to avoid in life." I'm like, "Thanks."
Well, right, and that's kind of the point, right?
And then also, right there, that was the seed that was sown. Honestly,
for sure,
for me to dislike Hawkeye. For sure.
I'm done with you.
But yeah, you really got to check it out, man. Also, again, I know you love Evan Peters as much as I do. The rest of us, but he's really good in this, man. Like, I was telling Trevor, that I think that Evan Peters, what I've seen him in the past, he's a solid actor. But man, I've never seen him give a performance. Not like this. This is a true, like, damn, okay. I really didn't know he had those kind of chops. Trevor says he knew, and that's cool. Maybe you did. I'm sure Trevor's seen a bunch of random shit with Evan Peters in it. But outside of X-Men and WandaVision, I haven't really seen him.
Did you watch American Horror Story ever? Well,
you go. Yeah. So I just haven't seen him in a lot of stuff, guys. So yeah, I had no way of really knowing, but I enjoyed this series a lot, and I think you should give it a chance when you get a shot.
Man, I will. I actually just went over the other day when my mom was in town. I went over to the Airbnb to see her, and her and Trevor were watching, and I sat and watched, like, they were on the second episode. I sat and watched, like, the rest of it with them, and man, yeah, it got chills, like, the entire time. I do just need to sit down and watch it. Never enough time, though.
Yeah, I knew I was actually there at your mom's Airbnb. No, I'm joking. Okay, we're moving on. But yeah, guys, what are you guys' thoughts on the Jeffrey Dahmer series, Crossing a Billion? Only 3 to do it. It's in the same now breath or sentence as Stranger Things and Squid Games, which were like are 2 things that you gotta like have to watch if you want to be able to talk to your friends, So very interesting. Let us know your thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. All right. With that down, we are going to move on to our third main topic today. And our third main topic today is this. Lucas, we just had a chance to check out the trailer for the Jonah Hill with Eddie Murphy, who's been out of retirement for a few years. And, oh goodness, I just lost her name. Nia Long. And it's not much. I wouldn't really call this a trailer. I'd call it a teaser. For sure. It says trailer, but I would definitely call it a teaser. It wasn't much. It gave me Guess Who's vibes. You remember Guess Who or Guess Who's Coming to Dinner was the original one. Sure. It had Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher and like Reese Witherspoon or something like. Or no. I can't remember who the girl was. But
that early 2000s.
Yeah. It kind of gave me those kind of vibes. Obviously, if you guys know anything about me here at the channel, I love Jonah Hill, and I mean, he could do no wrong. He looks like he's, being very Jonah Hill-y in this movie. Eddie Murphy looks, I don't know, it kind of looked a little too bland for me. I want to love it. I really do, because, again, I love Jonah Hill, and I love Eddie Murphy, and I love Nia Long. But, yeah, it just felt a little bland. But I will say, again, I mean, we're talking about, a minute and a half. So I haven't seen enough, and it's really just one scene. It's not like
just
it's
a
cutting
clip
between
almost,
things.
yeah.
So it's really hard to give it an honest, true, my true thoughts on it when I haven't really seen much. But for what I've seen, like I said, it is a little bland, but I'm excited just to know that there's a movie with Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill and Nia Long coming out. That in itself exciting. It's also on Netflix, right? I believe it was January 23rd or 6th, maybe. And yeah, that's not too far away. So this gives us another thing to watch here in a couple months. So this is pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping they put out an actual full trailer, and we can do an actual reaction on it. But Lucas, you're checking this out. You seen the trailer or teaser or clip?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, it looked for what it was, a minute and a half, one scene at dinner. It looked great. I love Eddie Murphy. I love Jonah Hill. And who did you say the actress was?
Nia Long.
Nia Long. I know I've seen her in everything I've seen her in. She's great, but specifically Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill for me, I'm just really looking forward to seeing that.
Right, two comedian geniuses.
Right, but that being said, like Jonah Hill talked most of the trailer,
right,
and it looked like Jonah Hill was doing Jonah Hill, and that's
right.
going to be awesome. But Eddie Murphy spoke like 2 or 3 times.
Right,
it just wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot to bite into. That's it. It looks awesome. Looks hilarious. Looks like it's got a lot of potential. I'm gonna watch it no matter what because of who's in it. But yeah, man, I don't know. Other than that. Once we get a full trailer, I guess I'll say more. But
right, yeah, I agree 100%. Like I said, it's just really not enough for us to say much. But again, excited just on the idea that Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy are in a movie together where they're clearly going to be kind of rivaling, going back and forth. There was also a movie with like Meet the Parents, right? With
for sure,
yeah, and it could have vibes like that. Those movies
it's
were
almost like
awesome.
dude. That's a perfect way to do it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Those movies
Meet the
were
Fockers,
awesome. Meet the Fockers, yeah. I loved those movies.
Yeah,
so
just with the black family.
So yeah,
that
would be a way to do it. That's for sure. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's not a lot to go on. But guys, have you guys had a chance to check out this clip or this trailer again, whatever we're calling it, for the new what was it again?
You
people, right? Which is also funny.
Yeah, you people. What do you mean, you people?
Right. But yeah, let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, we will move into our fourth main topic today. And our fourth main topic today is another trailer that we just had a chance to check out, and that was The Mean One. Now, this dropped last week. We didn't get to do a show on Friday, and we were going to talk about this, but we didn't have the chance to, so we're going to talk about it now. We just had a chance to throw it on again and check it out before we started the show. And yeah, interesting trailer. So my thoughts on it are this. We just had the Pooh, Blood and Honey trailer a couple months ago. Lucas, I don't know if you've had a chance to check this out, but it's very similar, but with lot Winnie the worse.
Pooh,
yeah, and Piglet.
I did see it actually.
Yeah, and it's not. It actually doesn't look as good and as well made as the Mean One trailer. I mean, this looks like it's well made, at least. I don't believe that it's a good movie per se, or I mean, clearly this is just again back to the
parody.
It's a fun Christmas romp. I mean,
and it's gonna be hilarious, I think. Yeah, but scary too. I mean, like it kind of is a scary premise when you think about the Grinch.
Oh, for sure.
He's a big green Hulk, just a fat Hulk,
right?
And he breaks into the Whoville's houses and steals Christmas. Like, what if he was violent? You know what I mean? And that's looks like that's what they're gonna explore here,
right?
Obviously, and it looks great. It also looks, I think I would agree with you better than the Pooh one, the Winnie the Pooh one, because I don't know, with this you could tell like when the big bearded dude was talking, and he was like speaking in rhymes about it. Like I just or the Newville.
Yeah, that was cool. A lot of what they did with this was really cool.
Right. It almost is like a sequel and an alternate universe to the how the Grinch Stole Christmas, and
right,
and that's an awesome
Elseworld,
right,
Otherworld Grinch. This is happening in the Robert Pattinson Batman universe, guys.
Oh, can you imagine?
but yeah, again, I thought that honestly, it looked good, or I'm sorry, I thought it looked very well made. I thought that a lot went into it. I see a lot of those kind of parody things all the time that look like just cheap crap. This definitely did not look like cheap crap. It still had the feeling of this movie's cheap crap, but it definitely had the cinematography was good. The costuming, the makeup and stuff for the Grinch.
Right, for sure.
It looked great.
Yeah,
I thought it
did.
looked awesome, man. It was a little
did.
scary and a little, I mean, it was cool.
Well, the part when he was like,
right.
through it,
Yeah, it reminds me kind of like Leprechaun a little bit.
Yeah,
Again,
sure.
you got this kind of silly antagonist.
Right, I'm glad they did like
or,
prosthetic makeup instead of some kind of like cheap CGI, because especially because the Jim Carrey one, they did the same thing, and I'm sure that was torture for the actor as well, having to do it like it was for Jim Carrey, but like it's worth it. It's worth it when you do those kinds of things, and I really appreciate that they did do that instead of CGI, man, because
yeah, for sure.
It could have been bad.
Well, they probably couldn't do CGI because they couldn't afford to, right?
Well, not good CGI. Yeah.
Right, no doubt. Yeah. But that being said, yeah, you still could have ended up with something that looked like the Pooh Blood and Honey thing, right? But you didn't. You got, like I said, this looks decent. It looks very well made, to say the least, right? Yeah. So yeah, and this is definitely something. I don't believe there was a date on that. Was there a date on that? There should be a date on that, and that should be coming out soon because it's freaking December. So if you want me to watch that, if that was on streaming tonight, Lucas, I'd check it out,
dude. As soon as we're done,
right there you go. So this has got to get out pretty soon, and when it does, yeah, I'll run out and check this out as long as it's in December. If this comes out, I mean, even the first week of January, I might
December
check.
9th?
Okay, there you go. But it's on streaming.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay, yeah, figure it out. But yeah, if it's in theaters, it can't be in theaters because I checked. Well, at least it's not here, so it's probably streaming only. But yeah, I would definitely run out and check it out. Just in this month because, like I said, it's a Christmas. Just same reason I watched Violent Night, because it's Christmas. I love Christmas stuff, and it seems like a fun Christmas romp. So I would definitely go check it out. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys had a chance to check out the trailer for The Mean One, is it something you would see? Did you think it was silly? Did you think it was good? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right. With that down, we are going to move on to our fifth and final main topic today. I made this thumbnail last week, and we're finally going to use it today because last week at some point the trailer for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 dropped, right? And we had a chance to check it out. Yeah, it was actually right after we finished the show on Thursday, I believe. Mm-hmm. And of course we didn't have a show Friday, and so yeah, that's why we're talking about it now. But yeah, so here's my thoughts on the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer. Just as the title says, I mean, this is painting in a very emotional ending, right? We can tell just from this trailer, as we already kind of knew, but this trailer definitely gives us a little insight to let us know that this is going to be sad. So a lot of the Guardians or the characters that we love that are associated with this franchise are probably not going to make it out of this movie, right? And I think the trailer kind of insinuates that in a way. It gave me vibes of that original trailer we got for Endgame, which was just Tony Stark in the ship thing, right? And that vibe, the all is lost. That this is
the end.
This is the end, right? We're in the end game now, right? And that definitely I got from this. I got the vibe that we're going into our last fight together, and yeah, I mean it looks a lot of fun seeing. Will Poulter as Adam Warlock.
That was cool. That was a nice treat, man. I was happy about that.
It was, and I was glad we got it. It ended up being, he looks great as Adam Warlock as predicted. It's just a quick glimpse, but no lines or anything like that. We didn't see Cosmo in the trailer, which I brought up earlier. I thought that was kind of interesting, considering that he had such a what I would consider a decent sized role in the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday experience, right? But yeah, so interesting that he wasn't here, but we do get a little Adam Warlock. We get some shots of Gamora. It looks like she's very confused, very distant, very unaware. I wonder if we don't see some sort of suicide / sacrifice again with Gamora's character in the same way that we did with our Gamora from, the 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy, where we see her sacrifice her life to save Peter, or she learns what she did, that she had sacrificed herself or whatever, and I don't know what we see for sure, but
doesn't she learn by the end of Endgame? I feel like she does, right?
Learn what?
What happened, or at least knew something tragic happened to the Gamora of 2023.
Yeah,
right?
I think you're right.
Right, because there's that moment with Quill.
And then that's why she walks away.
Mm-hmm.
And then she leaves because
she doesn't. Right, which is why she's not dusted with the army.
Right.
So we'll probably, when it picks up for her, she's probably trying to find answers for that, because 2014 Gamora was looking for a reason to turn on Thanos already, right? And then if she finds out that,
but he's dead and she's now in our world,
Right. But it's going to set her on a path that is going to lead her back to the Guardians, is what I'm going to say. Back to Nebula specifically, I would say.
My point is, I think it leads her back to a path of death.
Well, yeah. But in general,
not just death, but in a sacrificial or maybe even a suicidal, kind of way.
No, I know exactly
because
what you
she's
mean.
kind of lost now, right? I mean, imagine if you were, this person out of your own reality now. I mean, it's
right, but still, you do have your sister. Nebula.
Yeah, but that's not your sister. Your sister's
her sister, her real sister is dead.
Yes.
So
again,
it fits perfect. It fits perfect.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see how it's done. But
yeah, but again, other than that, it was a fun trailer. There's the beginning part. I think it's a little silly. It gives us that. It gives us that inside look into how silly James Gunn and his content or his direction is. I mean, it's just a little too dumb, right? They're all speaking gibberish language. They're all pets, and then of course Drax has to pelt a child
with a dodgeball
in the face. I mean, it felt so.
You could dodge a red. You could dodge
corny. It just felt so corny and so dumb. But yeah, other than that, I like this trailer. I love the shots of space. I love the shots of Quill really, taking all this in. And
there's that one when he's like screaming, but then there was that right before it was like a needle or something with the drop. It looked like, other than that moment at the beginning, that I'll agree with you. It's funny, but it's like, all right, it's James Gunny for sure.
Right.
But once you get into it, man, there's a lot of heart-wrenching stuff in there. Like the cinematography of it looks really cool. Like when they're showing the High Evolutionary and it's got the thing that he's spinning, which you just have to assume is, if he created Rocket, that's just another of his genetic thing that
Right.
he's manipulating or whatever. And
Right.
and then you also had that one scene where Nebula is saying, we can't forget where we came from, but instead of showing her, it shows Rocket as a raccoon.
kid. Yeah, as a baby.
Right, and then it cuts to him. He's like, dude, I'm telling you, I think if anybody's gonna die, it's gonna be Rocket.
Man, honestly, if I
Rocket or
in my
Drax?
opinion, I think if anyone lives, it's gonna be Rocket and Groot. I think those two characters are the only thing that makes it out of this movie. And my two arguments for that are very good arguments. First of all, one, we've all agreed this is Rocket's movie. So if Rocket's the hero of this movie, the odds that he doesn't survive it, I see being slim.
Who's the hero of Endgame, though? I mean, they all are, but in the end, who's the hero of Endgame?
Yeah, but Endgame is a
But
movie.
this is the Endgame for them.
Yeah, but this is the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But in Guardians 2, we got Peter's story, right?
Sure.
Wouldn't that have been weird if it ended with him dying? Right, because it was his story. I mean, we expected him
That's
to
fair.
be the right. So we expect Rocket to come out on top against the villain of the movie. The villain
Sure.
is the High Evolutionary.
But-
I don't think he's gonna win.
But like,
I mean, he could sacrifice himself
That's-
to win.
that's what I'm saying,
but
like Darth
I think
Vader
What we
almost,
see
yeah.
is the Guardians or other people do that for him.
Sure.
Because what we're gonna learn is some real dark shit. And they're gonna feel really, really bad for Rocket.
well, it's his family. Their family.
Right.
And you
Right.
know what? I
And-
agree with you.
and they're gonna want to see their boy come out on top,
And
even
he
if
is
that
going
means I
their
gotta
death.
die.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I think you're right. And moving forward, I mean, if there's going to be a Guardians moving forward, it would be Rocket. I mean,
Yeah.
he would be the new member,
And
leader
Groot,
of it.
again, you
and how
can't-
perfect of a story would that be, right?
That brings me to my second point. You can't get rid of Groot. You know, kids
Groot's
love
not,
Groot. Yeah.
Groot's not going nowhere.
Yeah, Groot's not going anywhere.
That'd be like killing baby Grogu.
Also,
man.
right. And on that same subject, the final shot of the trailer, you get the "We are Groot," and
Right.
you get him with all these branches. He's got like 10 guns. he's back to back with Quill, I believe, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And oh man, what a great shot,
Dude, I'm so ready for this
yeah,
movie.
it looks great. Obviously the CG and all that shit with these Guardians movies are always top notch. And like
sure.
I always brought up, I keep bringing it up, and I don't want to not bring it up enough, but Space
Dude,
looks
it looks
so
so
good.
beautiful,
Like
man.
I just
Yes.
want to jump into it
Yes,
and die.
like a pool. Just
Right? I don't care if I just immediately froze to death. Whatever, man.
I'll go out like Yondu anyway, man.
Right? Just let me float on. We all float here.
we all float up here.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but it looks like it's going to be more than anything very super emotional.
For sure.
And like we've always kind of predicted, we know Zoe Saldana was just in the media doing interviews talking about, I feel trapped. I felt trapped for over a decade in Marvel. I'll never do something like this again. She has to sit in the makeup chair for like 12 hours every day before she could shoot like 2 hours of material, and that kind of shit just sucks, and it adds up
Just
when
wears
you've been
you
doing
down.
it for
Yeah.
And so there's no way that she makes it out of this continuing to be Gamora. Now she could make it out alive, and she's just, she and Quill went to another world, and maybe years and years down the road,
Sure.
she comes back. But
Sure.
I think we end up with her dying like we did originally. I think there's almost kind of a Final Destination type of thing going on here where she can't run from her destiny. And that, in a way, is kind of what's happening, right? But yeah, I'm still super excited to see this, especially coming off that Guardians holiday special. Gave us a lot of excitement. Me and you, Lucas, were talking about
Sure.
them releasing the trailer, and I said, I bet they will here just in a few weeks. And
It
here
was
we
like
are.
right.
And here
it was
we
like
are
right
because,
after,
like I said, you want to space these things a little bit out just to keep that
for sure.
keep the snowball effect kind of going on. But yeah, Lucas, I'll kick it over to you. You checked out the trailer, obviously. I mean, give me your thoughts on the trailer. Give me your thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy 3, all of that stuff.
Adam Warlock was a big standout for me in that. What the bleep is in his head, right? Because in the comics,
yeah, a stone.
but clearly it's a stone, man. And so
You know,
that's That's my.
Real quick, I hate to cut you off, but I just want to tell you this. I have heard rumors from people that I do trust that said that there is, how many Infinity Stones is there again?
6.
Yeah, that says there is in the MCU, there will be a 7th and unknown Infinity Stone that will be revealed.
Well, they just talked about it. They're doing it in the comics too. It's like a Death Stone or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it could be that. It could be that. Yeah, you're right. Or an unknown stone, and that could be what's in his head, man. Or what if they go differently and they almost like what if the people that made Adam Warlock, the group
High
that
Evolutionaries. I mean sorry.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
The gold people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gold member.
What if they found a way to use science, to like genetically create an Infinity Stone, right? To give life to it, right?
Tony Stark did it basically.
Kind of.
Yep.
Yeah. So and they've got a lot more technology than Tony Stark does. They're about to make a perfect a god, basically. Yes. And what else? It would make sense. Yeah. It would make a lot of sense. That would be cool, man.
Yeah.
Be cool. That's one of my big questions from it. Cosmo missing was interesting too.
Yeah, I really dug Cosmo in the holiday
special. Yeah, I hope we get to see a lot more of it.
I'm sure we will, but
for sure.
Yeah.
We didn't get. I mean, we got a couple menacing shots of the High Evolutionary or Kevin Bacon. Can't wait for that reveal. But no, but that he does. What's his name? The actor's name.
I can't remember. He's great.
Yeah, and just even the like 2 shots that you get of him.
He's in Peacemaker.
Right.
Yeah. He's like the boss.
Man, it looks intimidating, like really menacing, and I'm really looking forward to knowing more about Rocket's background because clearly dude's got trauma. Yeah. What did you call me?
Right.
Like, I think he knows he's a racket and we're about a raccoon. Right. Yeah. But he doesn't want to face it because of what he had to go through.
Well, and because a raccoon's not a person, right?
Right.
And he's a person. He doesn't want to be. Yeah, he doesn't want to be called an animal.
Right.
Right. That'd be like if I called you a dog. You don't want to be called a dog. You don't want to be called a raccoon. He's a fucking living being. So there's some of that going on.
But I think he'll come to terms with it in the end because he is what he is. And just like Groot is a tree, why can't he be? Why can't he still be what he is? And
because I think a raccoon is just. It's so earthly too.
I get it.
I
get it. And
like
it's trauma,
he isn't a raccoon to him.
Trauma.
But I get what you're saying for sure.
And I'm excited to see his journey.
Yeah, no doubt.
I bet it's gonna be a good one. It's very emotional, man. Yeah. Bradley Cooper's. He'll make you tear up for sure.
Yeah, and I promise you now, if you don't think so, Vin Diesel will make you do the same thing with just 3 simple words.
Family. No. Dude, I swear to God, we're gonna get a 4th word and that's it. He's just gonna say family.
or it'll just be Fast and Furious.
When I see you,
I hate rock. But anyway, it looks like I said, it looks like a lot of fun though,
for sure,
and I'm excited to see it. It's only a few months away now. I'm sure we'll get another trailer or
at
2
least,
or 3 or 8 before, and I'm sure we'll eventually get Cosmo. I bet we'll get a more fun trailer,
TV spot almost.
So we'll get to see a few probably different versions of whatever this movie's gonna be. But from what we've got so far, it looks good. The new uniforms are a little odd. They're kind of mute and
but they're
not
very.
Sure if I like them or
they're very comic-esque. I'll say that.
Yeah, sure.
I do kind of like them. I think it fits the dreary, like bleak tone of it.
Kinda.
Almost, like, they're almost like death uniforms.
Yeah, kind of like a funeral. Yeah, they're going to their own funeral
or somebody's.
Right. Yeah.
I like it. I think it sets the tone. The dark gray really like. It's a nice, I think, contrast to the like very vibrant, bright colors of the first 2.
Yeah,
right?
but it looks weird to me with Drax because he like blends in with it.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's that. Maybe he's really gaining invisibility.
Oh yeah, it could be.
I see you.
That's impossible. What an idiot, man. Yeah. But yeah, and I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun, even though it'll be really emotional and it'll probably be the end for a lot of the Guardians, or at least this group of Guardians as we know them for now. I bet it's going to be a lot of fun, obviously, right? I mean,
sure.
Again, there's that first opening scene with all the silliness, and I'm sure there's tons of more of that going on. Also, let's not forget, easy to do, but our old buddy Thor is going to be in this movie as well, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we see the opening of them dropping Thor off at the beginning of this movie. Like, that's what what I was told.
Okay, that would be cool. I see what you're saying. Instead of
Yeah, kind of like how they used to put a post-credit scene, but was actually a scene like the Captain America hitting the bag when Samuel Jackson.
Right. And then them with Bucky, with Sam and for Civil War.
Very,
for sure,
yes, very similar to that. They're going
Well, just
to
little
just have
nods.
to have the connection of well, because there also may be some people out there that watched Endgame that haven't checked out Thor: Love and Thunder yet.
Well, and it's also nice that you get the beginning of the scene here, and then it completes itself. And
exactly.
It's nice.
And so, I don't think it'll be much, but I'm pretty sure they just drop him off and you kind of see that. And I think you need that too, because it has to add to that, like I said, that sense of the Quill has kind of lost everything.
Yeah, he's
not
having
only
an
is
identity
Gamora's
crisis
gone,
too,
but this dude, he kind of at least was his buddy. I mean, they fought side by side, and they've clearly been going on. I can't wait for what did he call him? The name Thor called him combined with the Guardians. The Asgardians.
Oh, the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Asgardians of the Galaxy movie of them that year period or however long months that they were
awesome.
out actually. Who knows? They might have fought wars together or saved the galaxy.
Probably
I'm sure
did.
They
surely
right.
did.
So again, I think it matters too because you want to see him lose, everything in a way. He has to drop off his best friend, and he's kind of going through some shit himself.
For sure. Well, it was good. I mean, they were good for each other because
right,
because they were going through similar things.
Right, exactly.
But now they're parting ways.
Exactly.
That's great. Yeah. It's even better that they connected there too because you saw it from Thor's perspective in that.
Right, and now you'll get to see the other side of it.
And the rest of the Asgardians of the Galaxy,
I think that'll matter so much because, in Thor's way, it was this funny, jokey, kind of silly thing, right?
It fit the tone,
But Quill was clearly being serious.
Yeah.
Right. If you think about it, the way that scene played off of each other was because Quill meant what he was saying. You have to look to the people that you love. Now, I know that whole scene was taken as a joke because, Thor's looking at Star-Lord and Star-Lord's trying to move away. But my point is that when you see the other side of that, you're going to see a whole different feeling. That movie's going to start, emotional instead of, as that kind of a joke thing. It's going to start with, hey, you got to go, buddy, and da-da-da. And he gets back on that ship and starts having to process himself those same things that he was just telling Thor that you have to do. You have to look to the people you love. Now he has to turn to Mantis. Now he has to turn to Drax. He has to turn to these people that are around him that he knows is his family, right? And so I think all of that's important, and I think we see a good movie, man. Honestly,
I'm really looking forward to it.
I think the second Guardians was the superior movie to the first Guardians,
sure, by far.
And I'm just gonna say it right now. I think there's a potential chance that this ends up being the best Guardians movie that we've gotten.
I think so.
Of the three. So,
but
nothing will ever equal.
Right?
Nothing will ever equal Yondu dying in 2 though. Nothing. Ugh.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, what if it is? What if it is Quill? What if it is?
I don't know. Yondu hurts worse.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, Quill reminds me too much of Trevor, so I can see him go.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, you guys had a chance to check out this trailer. Probably, I'm sure. Like I said, it came out last week, so this is kind of old news. But we want to give you our thoughts on it and talk about it here on the Screen Talk Live YouTube channel. So make sure you guys let me know what you guys thought of the trailer, what you guys think of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and how it all is gonna play out and how emotional it will be for you. Definitely let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. All right, with that down, I believe that is our last main topic today. So I'm going to hop over into the chat section. Again, we have some people that had joined the memberships for the channel. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for that. Let's see. Matt Noyes says, I haven't seen Jeffrey Dahmer yet either, but everyone says it's awesome. It really is, man. It's really good. It's a phenomenal show. It's very chilling, especially it just hooks you in so quick because you start with him like, you know, doing his thing, and it's just
right like, into it.
Yeah, and you're like, Jesus, this is, and it's one of a weird situation as a fan because it's one of those weird, unusual situations in film where you know what's gonna happen, but the character doesn't. Mm-hmm. Like, you know.
Oh, the guy that's
right? The guy's all like, oh, yeah, Jeff, make me a drink. And you're just, right. Like, hardly ever do you get that kind of experience as a film goer. But this gives it to you.
That level.
Yes, this gives it to you fully. You're just like shaking. You're like, fuck, man, I know. And because you know what's about to happen too. And you know you're about to watch it. It's not like I'm about to look away. So now I know.
Don't drink it, bro.
Now I know I'm going to have
to
watch this shit. And
why is he pulling out power tools?
right. Yeah, right. Where in a normal situations, that's what you would be like, right? You'd be like, oh, why is he getting that drill out?
Oh, I'm just hanging up a shelf. We're just hanging up a shelf.
But
I use it to mix my drinks.
Right. Or the dude's like, hey, why is my drink all foamy?
It tastes like, does this taste salty?
Jeff's all like, oh, man, I just left a little dish soap in it, man. No big deal. Drink it.
Drink it.
You're like, fuck, man.
Drink it.
Because you can't do nothing about it either, right? And on top of all of that, it really happens. So you have to kind of process all of those emotions at once, and it is a very unique situation. So yeah, definitely go check it out. He says also that he definitely likes Squid Games a lot. Yeah, Squid Games was good, man, but I definitely don't know if I care to see more Squid Games. Like, I know I seen that they were saying that they would do the next one would be like American games, so it would be like hide and seek and
sure,
whatever shit we played as young Americans early on. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Foursquare or whatever.
Right, or whatever. Which
with
would be
bomb.
which would be kind of interesting. But I don't know. I just still don't know if I care enough to see more Squid Game. I just like squids and games, you know.
You do, yeah.
And let's see. Matt also says the trailer was pretty cool. Jonah Hill was definitely my favorite. Yeah, Jonah Hill's great, man. Love Jonah Hill. He can do no wrong. I still need to finish Stutz. I've gotten further into it, but haven't had time to finish it. I'm like an hour into it, maybe. Still got like 30 minutes to an hour left, so got to finish it. Still need to finish Wednesday. Started that. That's freaking awesome, but I just got so much shit to watch all the time. Yeah. It's hard to get it all in there, but yeah, guys, we appreciate you guys being here. I think that's going to wrap up the show for today. We do have 6 people in here, it says right now, so make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We should have 6 thumbs up when we leave here. And again, we appreciate you guys being here, commenting, question. As always, that's the funnest part of the show is interacting with you guys, the audience, and the film fan community. So make sure you guys are back here tomorrow. We will be here at 5 p.m. CST, Central Standard Time, right here in the studio with my buddy and pal and co-host who will be joining me, Lucas Farney. Lucas, where can people find you at?
Barney. You find me on Instagram or Twitter. I should be at Lucas_Farney. So.
And what is your Pornhub account?
You have to join the Diamond membership to get that information.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant OnlyFans. We need your OnlyFans. We're only gonna do our ads as OnlyFans from now on.
It's only feet. So,
but yeah, guys, and obviously you can see my handle down there at Keaton Toothman. Go follow me on Twitter to keep up to date with what I'm doing in my day-to-day life, because I know you guys love me so much and need to know exactly what's going on. But yeah, other than that, we will be, like I said, back here tomorrow. At 5 o'clock with Lucas talking more movie and movie news. So make sure you guys are joining us back here tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And I will see you guys then.